Okay, our beloveds, today will be a gentler and softer message, but also short and concise. We find that many of you simply are interested in more sound bites versus the deep understanding of the esoteric nature, and we honor that. So we adjust and adapt on our end to bring you what you prefer for your programming. Much like what you see on TV and on social media and in your entertainment industry, when you look around you and complain about the content, what is offered, well, it is because it is a mere reflection, a push and a pull of what it is that you all want. If we were to offer you this wonderful, soft and soothing, loving content, the reality is not enough of you would watch it, right? To provide the income that's needed in order to sustain that type of programming. Yet a lot of you like to watch drama shows, violence, anger, reality shows where you show people mistreating one another, abusing one another, fight or fight, death types of experiences. And this is what you're drawn to, and that is because of the duality of humanity. So we're going to now, offer you the sound bites that you all prefer instead of what we wish to offer you. So yesterday's message was, don't be a dick. And today our message is, don't be a cunt. Okay, so why are we using such vulgar words? These are not words that our another uses. Definitely not the C word, because it is one of the most vile and reprehensible words that she can imagine using to say against another human being. But nonetheless, here we are going to say it. Don't be a cunt. And what does that mean? This vindictive, bitchy, aggressive, I'm going to fucking take you down attitude that you have when somebody else attacks you. When somebody else attacks you, it is because they are wounded. And instead of you sitting and just being with that and holding those people, holding the space for them and honoring them in their pain, you have to say, guess what? I can top that. I can make you feel even worse, and I'm going to show you what I'm capable of. This is where humanity is at right now, and it's not pretty to witness. You see people, men against men, women against women, politicians against politicians. Everything you see playing out before your eyes are the inner demons that you have fighting within yourselves. You are the microcosm of the macrocosm, or alternatively, the macrocosm is a visual of what you're dealing with internally. You're now learning that people are cruel. They are vindictive. And they're out to just hurt you for the sake of hurting you with no personal gain. It literally has gotten to that point where you like to beat each other over the head with shovels and baseball bats because it brings you joy. Now, what does that tell you about humanity? Our another posted a video on sadism the other day. This is sadism. This is sadism in its finest, where you enjoy and get pleasure out of hurting others online. Now, this online internet phenomenon has allowed you all to hide yourselves behind your doors and your walls at home and really act in the most vile manner possible because you're hidden, you're protected. Now, our another yesterday was attacked in a very, very minor and mild way when she posted her first YouTube videos this week. And, somebody came back, and the irony is that their comment was very much in alignment with what we had posted. So it was, if you will, almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. But did our another come back and say something mean and nasty to try to hurt this person? No. Did she go into victim mindset? No. And what you don't understand is she literally laughed. And not laughing at this person, but with this person, because she now knows that her message is resonating with people. In order for her to get this kind of a response, it's validating that she is on the right path. And because she's not in a space right now where she can manage and monitor the comments because she wants to make certain that there's really nothing rude and disrespectful out there. She just turned the comments off. But did it in any way make her slow down or stop what she's doing? No. She could have come back with a baseball bat and said something really hurtful, and she didn't. She instead just laughed it off. This is the vibration of health, which is to say, you're trying to hurt me, and I'm not going to let you. I'm going to stay in my energy of, this is my goal, this is my purpose, this is my mission. And I'm going to focus on that. And whatever you say is not a reflection on me or of me at all. It is merely a reflection of your own triggers and wounds. And she left it there. Now, in the future, we're going to have her play with this a little bit, and some of you may not like it because it will have a feeling of cat and mouse, and you will think, well, that is cruel. No, it's not. This is how energy plays. When somebody attacks you, you simply engage with them in a particular manner that is playful and light. You honor where they're at, but right now, for those people who cannot go into that vulnerable space, it makes no sense for our another to offer them a vulnerable response, because then they will come back and attack her in other ways, and that is not what we wish. So for right now, we will guide her on how to respond with the cunts of the world. Because in order for you all to change, we need to change the vibration of how you respond to pull out of this duality. If this was your 3-year-old who was saying these things to you, what would you do? You would try to resolve the issue, and you would read the energy in the room. Do I go to a vulnerable space with this young child to help to extract it out of them? Or do I just simply have a playful, engaging nature so that we're just bantering back and forth, but I'm not increasing the frustration, but I'm also not opening the door to the vulnerable wound to be seen because that person is not ready. Now, our another has a daughter who is struggling in certain ways. And our another asks us, how can I help her to integrate some of the lessons that she's learning? And we told her point blank this morning, her daughter is not ready. And if she tries to open that door now, that it will destabilize the foundation that her daughter is on. So she just sits back and lovingly loves her daughter without any attempt to help her to heal because the timing is off. Her daughter will know when it's time because she will begin the healing process herself. So, this is a very long and convoluted way of saying, don't be a cunt. And for those of you who are out there witnessing this, you need to go in and feel the energy, not the ego, but the energy within you on how to respond. We are in a different vibration now, the vibration of the age of Aquarius. And for those of you who were victims before and either responded out of rage or anger or from a place of weakness, those two extreme responses are going to slowly shift, and you're going to find a healthy spot in the center from which to respond. And it is either going to be that playful cat and mouse, or it will be to really allow a space of vulnerability. And if you go within and really follow your intuition versus a checklist of this is what you must do to help other people to heal, if you don't read the energy right, you will actually inflame the situation more. Because if the person is ready for the vulnerability and you do the cat and mouse response, it's not going to go well because they're going to feel wounded and attacked again. But if they're not ready for the vulnerable space and you open it, it is going to create more anger and hatred for both of you. So learn to read the energies. It is critically important for those of you who are empaths, who are empathic in nature, to find that inner knowing on how to diffuse and disengage this duality experiment that you all have been residing within for such a long time. The union, the oneness, it is coming, but you're having to figure out how to fit the puzzle pieces together, and it is not easy. And in some cases, some of you will need to shave off your puzzle piece in order to fit in with someone else's, which is the collective. And each of you will do that through healing your own inner traumas, as well as setting healthy boundaries. Those are the two things. When somebody triggers you, it is either to say, where am I broken within from a past injury or experience? Or how do I need to set healthy boundaries in order to establish a space that I feel safe in? They both go to the same underlying trauma, but one is to go within and say, why do I feel wounded and abandoned? And the other is to say, I simply no longer accept this behavior on your part. If you wish to be in my world, this is what my expectation is for you or from you. It's really that simple. And if all of you could just kind of figure that out, you could get to the end point, so to speak, the end point of cohesion so much quicker. But many of you are resisting this, and many of you don't even understand this. It's just gobbledygook to you. So, you will get there. We know that. But we're just trying to give you different ways, means, understandings, examples of what all of this means. And each one has a different, slightly different undertone. Because if you have 100 people who have different learning styles and you only offer one solution, only those people with whom it resonates will get it. And so we need to continue to change our method of explaining and describing so that each of you will at least be offered an opportunity to move forward in a language that harmonizes with your learning style. So that is it for today. Many blessings. You guys are making great strides forward, but you will notice that there is more agitation. And as we said, the first 3 months or so of this year would be much more difficult as the last of these energies bubbled up to the surface to be released. That's what you're feeling. And if you go too quickly up to the surface, you will feel the bends, and it is not good. So just allow the healing to come at the pace that it is designed. And then you will be thankful that you took it slower or faster, depending upon who you are, because the process will be manageable. Some ups and some downs, but still manageable. And so it is. Namaste.